Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Voxcaster podcast. We are back today with another guest episode. I'm joined by my co-host Steve, but you can find him on Instagram under EvyStyleSteve. And today we are joined by our guest Dazmaul Wargaming. Welcome to the channel, Daz. Thank you for joining us
No,
today.
thank you for having me. Honestly, it's an honor.
very
Thank you.
Yeah, so we've been very excited to have you on. There's some of your miniatures and some of your stuff I've actually seen a long time ago, and I don't know if I actually followed or commented or something. But as Steve and I we've been doing kind of our research on the guests, and Steve was sending me some
Right.
stuff. He actually sent me one of the posts that had your miniatures, and I said, "Oh my God, I've seen these. This is one of the first things I've seen way back when."
Amazing.
Steve's like, yeah. Now, I've been more focused on some of your Great Unclean one stuff that I want to get into in a little bit. But it was actually the your Sylvaneth converted that's at Warhammer World, I believe.
Yeah.
But so
I've
I
already
actually
told him that.
saw the
Oh, you've
post
already
a long time ago, and I'm so sorry I didn't realize it was yours, because that was absolutely stunning work, mate.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's amazing.
So we just quickly wanted to ask, on your side of it, how did you kind of start into the hobby? What kind of started Dazmaul Wargaming? What was your first introduction to the hobby? Everybody has their own unique entry point, and we just kind of wanted to hear your end and how it started all for you.
Yeah. So I'm no good with ages, like how old I was, and dates. It all blurs into one now. So
Yeah.
the way that I always tell this is I always remember I got into the hobby during the release of Warhammer 40k 3rd edition.
10 plus.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think it was one of my friends at the time. I think he got a set, and him and his brother were doing it. So therefore, I kind of got pulled into that, and straight away the Dark Eldar called to me. So I got into Dark Eldar. So yeah, and I didn't play the game, to be honest. I had no interest in that. It was just painting toy soldiers and. Yeah, I don't know. I think we may have invented our own rules for some games with them, because the main game just seemed far too complex. So yeah, that was basically how I got in. It's pretty dull story, to be honest. But I think
it's a really weird one, because I think that you're about the 5th guest now, as well as myself, who got the Dark Eldar versus Black Templars as the first box. It's becoming a recurrent theme now.
It's an epic box set. It's great.
It just means that we've all somehow spoken a chat beforehand and just been like, right, this is what we're going to stick to.
Yeah. I mean, then I sort of I stuck with the Dark Eldar, but I did dabble into other things just because the miniature ranges were nice. So I did look at fantasy. Again, never played, but I picked up stuff like Dark Elves were always one that I really liked. I gravitated towards those vampire counts, that sort of stuff. So I got some of their miniatures. Yeah, and it was more about the painting side of it. For me, that's how I got into it, really. This is where I forget about what the question was, so apologies. But yeah, so that's how I got into it. Going on from that, I think most of us can relate as well. At some point in time, especially if you started at that sort of in that era, there's a time where you have a break from it.
Yeah.
Whether that's you go to, I don't know, I hear a lot of, I went to college.
That was mine.
Or relationships come along, and that, but then you always come back. Everyone always comes back.
Literally is that should be on the bottom of the branding for Warhammer. Everyone.
You don't leave Warhammer. You take breaks from Warhammer.
So yeah, I think everyone has a Warhammer hiatus, is what I'm going to call it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which happened, and then I have no idea when I came back into it. I think it was probably about 17 years ago. I come back from my break.
Yeah.
And that's been it ever since. And I think I've only ever finished one army in that time. So here we are. Yeah.
You're doing far better than me.
I was going to say
that's more than some people can say.
Yeah,
exactly that. It was a recent thing, Tesseract Miniatures put it on. It was on average, people will paint 52 miniatures a year. Like if you put 10 hours into a miniature, it's 52 miniatures a year. Like that's all you're going to get, like on average for people's working weeks and so on and so forth. So you're doing better than like 99% of people. So,
Trying.
so yeah, so you started on like the Dark Eldar side, you
Yep.
expanded like Dark Elves, etc. You've gone like a huge leap then. You've gone 17 years, you've come back, and now you're like converting like coming out the inside of things.
I mean that's obviously more recent. Like when I first when I come back, it was more back to where I left. I've still got my Dark Elder stuff.
Okay.
So you know they're we're not going to talk about their latest. We won't talk about that. A little bit upset. Trigger right here. But no, to be honest, what got me properly excited and backing was when, and this is going to really upset a lot of people, I know it will, but it's Age of Sigmar.
Oh, okay.
We're both big fans.
I can look back and I can say, yes, the first edition was not good in my opinion. Okay, I don't think it was done well, but what was nice for me, and I think was nice for a lot of people that had never really got into the gaming side, is I hadn't got that connection to it like others had. So it was nice to come into something where everything was a fresh rule set to learn. Everyone's starting from the same point. The lore starts from scratch, so you're not felt like you're behind. Because I think coming into it before, it was like everyone knows so much of this vast lore they've created and the worlds and stuff. It's like, I'm never going to catch up to this.
No, that's fair.
So it was nice to start from the same point as everybody else. It's like, we're all learning together. And you know, you don't feel like you're an outsider coming in, and there's no. It didn't feel like there was any clicks yet, if that makes sense. So yeah, I gravitated towards that. It was really cool. So
it's actually funny that you bring this up because I actually personally say I think Age of Sigmar should be the starting point for most people. And I know that that's a controversial opinion, but my reasoning for that is the one complaint that I hear the most about non-AOS games is remembering the 2-hit and 2-wound charts. So for example, in 40K, even now, you still have to remember, oh, if I'm matching them, it's a 4+. If I'm lower, it's 5, 3, whatever, stuff like that. But they're already trying to learn what every unit does, the how to play the game, how to paint, there's so much, they're so overwhelmed. Whereas in Age of Sigmar, it just tells you right on the data sheet, you're holding this unit, it's a 3.
That's it, yeah. It's...
And I know that a lot of people also don't like the whole Age of Sigmar thing because they're like, well, how can a skeleton wound, the god of death the same as like this magic sword? I get that, but it's also a fantasy game where everything's OP. And if you think about it that way, it kind of makes more lore sense. I've just said that as an intro point, especially to gaming and lore perspective. I've preferred the AOS system because it's just less taxing on the brain, and that's literally it. That's not.
I mean, even now more so with Spearhead, like that's like proper like. And to be fair, it's one of my favorite game systems at the moment. Like
that is currently my favorite
so
game
good.
system. Like,
I actually don't. Yeah, I don't play like actual 2,000 point Age of Sigmar anymore.
No.
Like so yeah.
I'm the same way, mate. The last time I played an actual proper 2,000 point game was when this edition first launched. I wanted to do one game. Since that one game, I've only done Spearhead games, and only recently are we going to start a Path to Glory escalation campaign, but we're starting at 500 points, literally Spearhead versus Spearhead, and then moving up from there.
Yeah. The only thing I miss a little bit is list building. But
Fair.
I've got other things that I also play that allows me to do a bit of list building. So I really enjoy Middle-earth as a game.
Yeah.
I think that's a really solid game system. I'd say on par with Spearhead, one of my favorite rule sets that Games Workshop's ever put out.
Wow.
So yeah, no, really enjoy that. And that sort of allows me to do a bit of list building and stuff. So I enjoy that. But yeah, I've really dialed down how many game systems I'm involved in. It's really difficult, but yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What army do you go for in Middle-earth then? Out of sheer curiosity, because I had no idea. I'd met you in person, I had no idea you did Middle-earth.
Keep it secret, so keep it safe.
Don't be like that.
No. I've got a couple. So I play Ents.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is always super fun. I play Azog's Legion.
Okay.
As well, which is a bit of I like my silly list, so it's it's mainly trolls. It's the Gundabad trolls with Azog in there and Bolg, and that's it. And I did have Iron Hills No longer though. Sad. I kind of regret that.
Yeah, Iron Hill models are gorgeous.
I
Like,
regret that, getting rid of that one, but maybe I'll have to redo it. And then I've got some Mummoks that I run.
wow, okay, so you
So,
got nice variety like across the
It's
I know you
normally
range.
took
big stuff, silly stuff. Like,
Yeah.
that's usually it. I don't like painting infantry and stuff like that. I need to get stuff on the table quickly.
Did you see the new troll then with the catapult on its back? That
I
was
need
like,
to get that one. I need to get it.
it looks really, really nice. I will give them
Yeah,
a
it
lot of credit.
does.
It looks like a really solid kit. Someone said like sub-assembly wise, full troll, catapult, people separate. And I'm like, that's how it should be from
That's how it
every
should be.
GW.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's how it should be. Absolutely. If it's £120, I want subs. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely want to get that one. I mean, the one that I've always wanted and just never had the free cash to get is Smaug, but
It's huge.
the problem is he goes up in price like every couple of years as well. So it's
Yeah.
like every time that I'm feeling slightly more well off, it just gets a bit further out of my reach. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's just GW in a nutshell. It's
But,
like, oh, you wanted a Titan, let me just put it up again. It's like, let's go again.
one day I'll have it, and I know the day that it'll happen, I'll end up buying it, and then like within the space of like a month, it'll probably get put into Legends or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the luck. That's my luck. But I've still got a nice model at the end of it, I guess. But yeah, that's my armies for Middle-earth. You didn't know that.
I know I already brought this up. For
Yeah.
your Warhammer World Displayed army, which is your Sylvaneth that's
The
been
Sylvaneth.
converted,
Yeah.
one of the things we wanted to dive into is like, where did you get the inspiration for that, or kind of like what ticked that, like to go that direction, sort of like where did you kind of like grasp at
Yeah.
something to make that happen?
So it's a mixture of a few things. I've always been a Nurgle fanboy, basically. I love Nurgle. So
Same.
I always like making armies slightly different because it keeps me on track actually getting a project done.
Okay.
Because it's unique, so it pushes me on. So anything I can Nurglify, it's a word. It's a real word now. I've made it a real word.
Dictionary.
Yeah, Nurglify. Then I'm going to do it. And the Alariel model, I always wanted to paint. I always thought it was really cool. But I hadn't got an excuse to do it. So I thought it would be really cool to mix Nurgle, Sylvaneth. In the lore, they have a lot of interactions, fighting and things like that. So maybe I can make some weird story in my head that makes it make sense. Why they'd become corrupted, I don't know. And it was the, what was it? I think it was from a Total War.
You're on about the crabs from
crab,
the
Pirates.
Yeah.
Is it Rotting
Promethean?
Leviathan?
Promethean or Leviathan?
I don't know.
Can't remember. Either way, I know what you mean.
Anyway,
right?
that.
Yeah.
And a good friend of mine, Mr. Pete the Wargamer, had done something similar. And so I sort of asked and got some ideas and gathered some bits and stuff like that. And yeah, just cut up Hilaria. I was not happy doing it. Trust me, I was a nervous wreck. Like, don't know. Yeah, it's a really expensive model, and just getting a knife and clippers to it and hacking away at it, and so did that, and then just got inspired by other little bits and pieces. Like, this army's coming together really nicely. I can make it an elite army, which is great, and it just happened like that. All around Alariel, just wanting her as a Nurgle corrupted model. It was never going to be an army, and it just snowballed as it does. But
yeah, that's how every
It turned out so beautiful. Like, it's just such a unique and gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, I am really, really, really proud of that one. It's
you should be, man.
Labour love that one.
Have you ever thought of doing any other factions like Nurgle-fied like that?
If I thought of it, it's all I ever think about. It's my dreams every night. I do have some other stuff in the pipeline.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool.
I have some Nurgle Tau.
Oh, okay.
This is where normally when I'm streaming, I go, look, here you go. But obviously, you can't necessarily do that here.
Gonna have to use like 10 words.
Trying to remind myself now by looking around the other things that I have made Nurgle. But yeah, there's a few things. I've done.
Okay.
Some single miniatures and stuff that I thought would be cool to do. And yeah, everyone eventually pointed out that I'm meant to be like this Nurgle fan, this Nurgle guy that converts everything to Nurgle, and all the armies I own. Guess what I don't own?
A
Nurgle army. I was like, you know what? You're right. And I didn't even realize it. This is awful. I feel like such a fraud. Like, it's like, so that's when the demons came into it. And obviously I went to my little thoughts book to write down like what am I going to be doing, writing ideas down. It's like, well, I can't write Nurgle-fy it because it's already Nurgle. That's
This is
silly.
true.
That's just silly. So how did I even I have no idea. I mean, how do you come up with doing Candyland Nurgle? I don't know.
Did you like do an land trip like a week before?
I don't know how I came up with it. I don't know. I was even thinking about this. If you asked it, like, how did I come up with that? And I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Do you know what though? It's the most eye-catching thing. Like if someone brought that to a tournament, you'd be like, "Oh my god, look at that!" Like,
it does get a lot of attention. I mean, at one point there were spaces on the base of where the Ents are cascading out of the Great and Clean One's gut. There were I had sculpted little indentations or little shelves in it that you could place real M&Ms, and during the game you could freak your opponent out by grabbing an M&M, just going.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
That's mind games mid-game. I love it.
It's not finished yet, so I hope to get it done so I can put some stuff out on Instagram about it. But you know the Nurgle demon tree?
Yes.
So that's now in the middle of being converted. So across the top, it says trick or treat, and it's got 2 bowls of like candy out the front of it. And inside it is a tiny Bluetooth speaker that I can play from my phone, Candy Crush theme tune.
This is the sort of thing that I love though. Like when we were at that event, like look at the people like who had a Furby as an orc vehicle.
That was great.
Yeah. Like,
Wait. That was like a more than one person did that?
It was great.
It was great. Like it's just love seeing like people who like yourself like look at it and go, do you know what? It doesn't need to be a dead serious like 100% box art has to be spewing guts. Like, do you know what? Have M&Ms. I'm gonna mess with you the entire time.
And I like putting little like Easter eggs into the pun. The pun was intended. I'm going with it. Easter eggs into my projects. Just if people notice them, it's a nice conversation thing. Like it took longer than I thought for people to realise that the Great and Clean One is actually stood on a giant base size Oreo.
Yeah. Do you know what though? I'm going to be entirely transparent. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, his base is an Oreo.
Yeah, dude, that's why it's like the layered.
Yeah.
Dude, I was looking at M&Ms. I used to be a fat kid. All I could think about was
I'm still living the dream.
Daz, don't bring this model out in person in front of Steve. He'll try to eat half of it.
Wow.
That'll be it.
Wow.
So, curiosity here. New Warhammer Quest. Nurgle is the rumour.
Yeah.
How would you feel with like new blights? So like it could be very interesting,
isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm excited. But I try not to overthink it or get too hyped up before anything's actually true.
Yeah, but looking at the box art, like I know we've had this chat, is like you can see them in the background. There's definitely a troll, which looks like it's Nurgle-fied. There's definitely a sorcerer, which is Nurgle-fied. So I'm stealing your word now. That's it now.
It's not my word. It's a word.
But yeah, there's definitely elements that are correlating towards it, and the whole teaser of the chest with maggots and everything. I'm like, oh come on, we know what's coming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping a similar thing happens as we've seen before, where we had Cursed City, which was obviously all the new vampires and undead, and then that followed onto a whole new massive release for Soulblight Gravelords.
Yep.
Yes.
So this is like the new Warhammer quest. Nurgle are in it. They are, the bad guys in it, as were the vampires. That down the line, it's going to be a massive Nurgle, like huge, I'm hoping. And
I would love to see if we got like the 3 Magath Lords redone, because I think that's the only like really old kit now for us, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because I think even the Rotbringer has like recently been redone. Like it's not that old anymore. Sorry, because I'm also like I'm a huge like Nurgle is my favorite Chaos God. And I have a huge Death Guard and Magakin army. Like
amazing.
I love Nurgle as well, and I'm really excited too because they're like the Pestilent Knights that were like rumored that's supposed to be coming. Like all that. And I love doing like kitbashing with Magakin stuff because I find a lot of their pieces are so interchangeable and just work so well amongst the kits. Like if you just buy like the Magakin Spearhead, the amount of interchangeable pieces that will come in that kit alone is just crazy.
That's true.
But it's funny, I was talking to Steve about this earlier. I've never looked into or done any Warhammer Quest stuff, so I didn't even know like what this Warhammer Quest kind of was. But now that
Mm.
you've mentioned the Cursed City stuff and how there was this huge Soulblight drop,
Yeah.
I would be 100% for a Maggotkin drop, but it would be cool because the Soulblight got a lot of their characters right after that happened
Yeah.
I
too,
think
right? They
that's
got
yeah. I
so
think
if we
that's
could get like the guys, the Magath Lords redone and maybe even get individualized kits for them instead of being one kit that you just redo a bunch of times, that would be something cool to see too, to add a bit more character to each one of them, a little bit more flavor to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice to get things like if we got some like Nurgle trolls or something that
Mm.
were once available through Forge World. Obviously, plague toads would be amazing.
Yeah.
Give us plague toads, plastic plague toads.
Bring
Yeah.
back Plague Toads.
I mean, you know, there's stuff that's just not going to happen. But I know we do all right with like large models. To be fair, I mean, we've got like, you know, the Glockkin and Rottigus, great and clean ones, whatnot. But man, it'd be nice to have something the size of sort of like Tamarkan or something like that
Yeah.
back.
Fair.
I miss that model.
Yeah, that is a fair show.
I don't think obviously it would make sense for Tamarkan to come back into this setting, but to have something like that would be amazing.
Yeah, that stature, like, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, I think something that I don't want to say it's a safe bet because, you know, nothing is with Warhammer, but it'd be nice to get the Pestigors.
Yeah, we've had Zangors, and we've
Yeah.
not got Korgors, but yeah, it would be nice.
We got Slangors as well, so Slanesh and Tzeentch have got their Gors.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Nurgle gets there.
Yeah,
That'd be quite
it
cool.
would make sense.
Yeah.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
I definitely think a troll, and maybe I think you're on the
amazing.
money with toads, and I would put money that, because if you look at the Cursed City release, we got the wolves, we got the undead wolf kit, you got the new skeletons, so you got like ground that, and then that's now become Graveguard.
Yeah.
Like
Nurgle frogs
years?
would be amazing, like to bring out in plastic. Like,
Yeah,
it'd be so
100%.
cool.
All over that. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wondering then if they're trying to like redefine more of like the mortal side and the demon side of it, because you know how like these like AOS books, they're kind of like you can play mix or you can play separate.
Yeah.
So I'm almost wondering if they're trying to flesh that out of it a little more too, just so that when you do go down one path, you can like really commit to it. Be curious to see how they tackle that stuff as well.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for it though.
No, me too. Yeah.
That was a long way of me saying I'm excited for that.
Sorry, and at time of release, we would already have seen all this, but this is just our predictions way before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get Daz to send me a photo as he sees the release, so that I can just edit that over the top.
Yeah,
This was Daz when he saw this. But no, just hooking back then a little bit more about you.
Oh,
So-
okay. If we have to.
Behave. So, like, your origin story, you told me a little bit about yourself, and you told us everything like that, and how you started. Now, you've got a big thing of like mental health awareness is something you were brought massively. You were there supporting that day when we first met.
Yeah.
As well. When you decided to go public with that, how was it? Do you know what I mean? Like, how was it being broached for that? People seeing you as a figure for that now? Like, you're a bit of a spearhead yourself for that. Like, you really have.
Yeah, like, it's weird, right? I guess it's just a massive part of my life anyway. And to be honest, like, I've never ever googled my words, so I do apologize. I hope it comes across in the right way, well, how I intend it to. Anything I've done sort of online to start off with was just for the fun of it, for bringing people together and enjoying the hobby, and things have grown. I'm grateful for all that and all the opportunities and stuff like that comes with it. But I've always just wanted to be me, just as, you know, the hobbyist and stuff. So what that means is all the other stuff comes along with it. So the baggage of me, so my mental health and things like that, because I don't really do the influencer thing, you know, like I've had a few opportunities where I'm able to do stuff like that, which I'm grateful for, which is kind of what I'm, you know, which I'm happy to do. But yeah, that's kind of it. So I was always going to be an open book with it. And it wasn't till I've suffered with it for quite a long time, misdiagnosed and things with different things. And it's been a bit of a rigmarole, to be honest. But it wasn't too long ago that I finally got the actual diagnosis that I had PTSD.
Right, okay.
And it was like, it wasn't a fix-all, but it's like, it makes sense.
It's closure,
all
isn't
of
it?
a sudden, like
a big thing, yeah.
So it's not, now I can get the actual help that's going to help, and I can do that. And it's like, this enables me now to hopefully help other people as well that
Yeah,
are, and yeah, that's all that's all I try and do. I just try and be empathetic and stuff. And I never like to say like, oh, I understand, because I don't think anyone can understand, because everyone's story is different, everyone feels different, and there's no way you can understand. It's not about you understanding. It's just about being there, being empathetic, and just being that support. So that's all I try and do, because I think wargaming and that just go in hand so much, and we've got such an awesome platform now. Like we didn't have, like, I'm gonna say it back it there. We didn't have what we have now.
No, agreed there.
Yeah, this should be pushed more. And I always say it's like, I love it when these days come around. Like, we have like mental health day and weeks, and men's mental health awareness and suicide awareness, and these are great. And I love how everybody gets together and there's reels out and everyone's talking about it. But then what makes me really sad is that once that week or day's over, there's nothing. And I tend to not post on the days or weeks. Some people say, Daz, why haven't you posted? Because obviously, like you said, a lot of people know me for talking about it and doing things related to it. Some people say, oh, you haven't posted anything. Is everything all right? It's like, yeah, well, there's enough posts out.
Yeah.
Everybody else is doing a good job at spreading it. I'm going to leave it. And when the time feels right, I'm just going to scatter my stuff throughout the year when I feel suitable, and just keep the conversation. That's what it's about. Keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
The minute we stop talking, then that's when the problem happens. The minute we stop doing any of that. So I always try and push people to do the same.
Yeah.
But people have got to do what they feel comfortable doing. At the end of it, that's the most important thing. But if people do you want to post throughout the year, then that's great.
Yeah. It's very much a thing of opinion, isn't it? It's how people choose to support it in their way. Like, yeah.
It is that, but I do think that, like, posting anything, especially something personal to people like they do when we have like mental health day and things, is such a brave thing to do. And it means that we have to become vulnerable and things like that. And it takes a lot. So I appreciate anyone that does it. But what would be nice if people then took that vulnerability that they had and rolled with it. It's like, I've done that now. I've put something out there. It was received well. People are giving me support. I've given them a bit of support. Let's just keep this going. It doesn't seem to happen so much, but baby steps, and hopefully.
I mean, if you look at the hobby 10 years ago, and like you just said with platform, I think it's come on leaps and bounds. I just think it's like you say, people sometimes do get scared to overshare because it's very easy on our platform, Instagram, to get lost in it. Yeah, it's a very
and the whole reason I started, the whole thing, Dazmaul, as you say, it started from streaming, Twitch streaming, and that was during COVID, and I was sick of just being on my own, like hobbying. I mean, couldn't meet up with my friends, so we would have little video chats, like 3-4 of us, and we'd just hobby for a couple of hours and stuff, and it was super fun, and it just it took the edge off the whole lockdown and whatnot. But what dawned on me is, like, I'm lucky enough that I've got these close friends that are willing to give up time, and we do this. But I bet there's a lot of people that don't have someone, or feel alone or something. So it's like, what can I do? So I can still hang out with these same 3 or 4 people and do what we're doing, but let's do it on a live stream. And then if people want to join in the chat and do some hobby with us, and if it makes one person not feel so alone during COVID and improves their mental health a little bit, and then it's a win. So it wasn't about growing a channel or anything. It was just making something that might help someone else. And then everything that I've done since that is just an evolution of that. So it's like, well, Instagram's a thing, is it? Okay. So, it's somewhere to post the minis that I may or may not paint, so I'm going to start doing that. And that's how that's happened. And I did try YouTube, but we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah. So,
sorry, if I can just, one thing that, so I will say I agree with all your points there, Daz. You bring some really good points where, I try to post a lot of things about mental health and just inspiring people. A lot of my stories is just an ongoing thing that I try to do. And literally it's because if I see something that I'm inspired by, even a second as I'm scrolling, I'll just share it. And it's like, man, if I got inspired, imagine how many more people could be inspired by this. And maybe this doesn't come on your timeline, especially because Instagram's really weird right now with their algorithm. Let's not get into that.
It is weird. Yeah, that's another.
But, sorry, just one thing I really want to touch on is the point that you made about when people make a post and the bravery behind it, I think the one thing that the way I see it is, and I'm just gonna paint this like picture for anybody listening or watching, whatever. I see it as like, to me, stigmas are like a rock. And there's a
Mhm.
stigma right now where men shouldn't share, men can't talk about this, men can't do this, men can't be that. One of you posts and shares a vulnerable story, you chip away at that rock. And it makes it easier for the next person to chip away at it, and the next person, and the next person, and the next person. And this is why, when it comes to men's mental health, I think so many of us are such advocates behind it, and we gravitate towards it so hard, especially in
Yeah.
this hobby where we've already found a connecting point with people.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, hey, I have another connection point with you. But on top of that, we understand how tough it is to post that, but then we see the upcoming effects afterwards. I mean, 10 years ago, I'm sorry, but correct me if I'm wrong here. Years ago, if I made a post making a post as vulnerable as I am able to now, I would have gotten a totally different reaction out of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because now I'm very comfortable making posts like that. Now it's actually, dude, I think you need to rethink the way you're approaching situations. And I think men should be comfortable knowing that their emotions will be heard by somebody. And the power of somebody just listening to you, I can't express that enough, is just having somebody sit and listen and just, dude, just talk. And I'm just going to listen. I'm going to absorb, and do you have somebody here for you? When people realize the power of that, you tend to then want to listen more to others and hear their story and be supportive, because once you have that done for you, you're like, oh my goodness, another human was actually there and took time out of their life for my life. And the power of that is, I think, what is such an incredible message that you have helped spread. And I think, you need to take some ownership in this, that, you have pushed a lot of this forward. And, like, I think a lot of men would thank you if we could, because, we need pillars like you to keep pushing this forward, so that in between these moments, like you mentioned, it doesn't just fade away into nothingness and, oh, we got to wait till the next event. No, this should be a 24/7 discussion happening.
Yeah.
It should never die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great points as well. Like, yeah, I totally agree with you. And yeah, it's super important, and I'll never stop talking about it. So that people
Yeah,
might
we
not
can't
like it
blame you.
sometimes.
Like, we
Yeah.
can't.
So that's the way it's gonna be. That's always gonna be what I'm talking about on Instagram, on Twitch and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And
It's good, as Max said, it's good to have a voice behind it leading it, because it's very
Yeah.
easy, as he says, to get lost. As much as an occasional post can make a difference, if you've got a spearhead, as daft as I am now name dropping AOS in this, it's well and truly, you've got someone at the spearhead of it and leading it, and that's what you become. You become a focal point for it. Like, even Simon's rallying speech that day, you were still a key figure in that, and you were still there. You were there with Tiz, organising and everything. You were massively
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, that's all I
So
wanted to be. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't about, I reluctantly had Dazmaul on my polo
yeah, I know you told me.
because I wasn't there. I didn't want to be there as Dazmaul. I wanted to just be there to be a pair of hands, some ears, just enjoying the day and helping wherever I can. But, it's fine. I thought I'd have my name on it. But yeah, I did just have Dazmaul on it because I didn't want, it was like, if I had Dazmaul Wargame, it feels like it's more like a channel thing. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm Dazmaul. What it's like, that's not what I'm about at all. Like,
no, that's fair.
so Dazmaul's fine. So we settled on that. But yeah, that was a great event.
It was
Mainly because I
great.
got to meet you.
Oh, love you too. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
If it was closer, I would have loved to be there. I just can't
Yeah.
spend like $6
Matt,
grand
next
on
time,
one weekend
next time.
event.
We'll just
Next
ship
time.
you over in a crate next time, Matt. But right. Well, we've got some quick fire questions for you. Some daft ones. Just
I wasn't warned
don't
about
worry.
quick fire.
It's nothing bad. So it's
Okay.
just a little bit more playful. Just a little couple of questions. We've done it with a few people now. Just to get to know you a little bit, but also see what your reaction is, more than anything else. So starting off, would you rather paint for 12 hours straight or play 12 hours of Warhammer straight, like back to back?
That's a good question because I've done both.
Right, well,
Which
that's
would
it.
you
This is
rather
cancelled.
repeat?
Actually, it was 24 hours, but no, play.
Yeah?
Yeah, the
Okay.
painting was grueling. Like, I actually felt sick.
Yeah, no, I think my
Wow.
back would cave in after a
Like,
couple of
yeah,
hours. I'd be
no,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm done.
No, we did a 24-hour live stream paint along
Okay.
for Mind, and we did a 24-hour gameathon thing, local hobby store that was like,
Right.
raising money for charity. So I've done both, and the gaming was good because you can swap games. 'Cause I assume that I'm not stuck to one game, right?
Yeah, no,
In your Yeah, so there we are. I can mix and match it around. So gaming, there we go. The not so quick fire round.
Yeah. All right. Would you rather roll endless ones in the next thing you go to, or accidentally drop your best painted model?
What's my best painted model? Oh yeah, I mean it's the ones, right? It's the ones.
Yeah.
I don't care about losing. Actually, that'd be hilarious. Do you know what? I'm in games for the fun moments, and that would be like a memory that would last a lifetime.
True.
I'd be telling stories about that for years to come.
It's true though. Like so sometimes the like messiest dice rolls make the best stories.
Exactly.
Because it's like,
Exactly.
how?
Yeah, I'm not failing any leadership though.
Yeah, that's fair. If you could take on any Primarch in a tabletop battle, who would you take on and why?
Okay, this would upset a lot of people. It'd be Mr. Gulliman.
Okay. Why?
Because I like Lorgar.
Well, there we
Fair.
go. There's that controversial clip. We're just going to get because I like Lorgar, and that'll be it.
Fair.
Hey, I dipped my toe into Horus Heresy. It's like, what do I pick? What do I pick? They had me at hates Ultramarines.
Okay.
Anyway, don't clip that.
No, that is fair.
We're 100% clipping that.
Aw,
Absolutely.
damn.
It was the fact that you pulled the face. It was like, I know I'm going to get here for this.
Okay.
But so last one. If your
Okay.
favorite army was ever turned into a sitcom, what would it be called? So we've got examples of like Keeping Up with the Custodes, Everybody Loves Nurgle.
See, this is like something that I'm not good at thinking of this like straight off. Oh, I'm no good at coming up with these things, so we're going to be here for a while.
Right. Well, what we'll do is we'll let you like cook on that one for a little bit then.
Thanks.
We'll let you think.
Yeah, like give me a day or two. I'll come back to you.
Okay, so if you had to pick if you had to pick to be stuck in the Middle Earth or Age of Sigmar, which one would you pick?
If I was stuck in one of
Like
them,
if you had to
Yeah.
like be teleported into one of those realms right now, which would you pick?
Middle Earth.
Middle Earth.
Middle
Ooh.
Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'd
I
agree
think-
with that actually.
I think the AOE, like the setting, like literally all it is just fighting, right? Pretty much all the time.
Mostly.
There's some really nasty stuff. There is in Middle Earth, but a lot of Middle Earth's quite beautiful, right?
That's true, yeah.
Because I could be settled down in Hobbiton somewhere, my own little hobbit hole with my pipe and my beer, and
This just sounds like what you're doing after this.
that's what I do every day. That's my life. I'm always in the woods. If you're not seen, I'm always in the woods. That's what Tiz says anyway.
It's a lifestyle, Steve. It's not a
Yeah.
night. It's a lifestyle.
That's a rumor Tiz is starting. That is, that I'm always in the woods.
Well, yeah. You know what? I'm not going to get involved. I am not coming between you and Tiz at all.
Oh dear me. But yeah. Is that it for
So,
your quick fire?
yeah, that is it for my career. I won't test you anymore
And
with that.
pause.
I will not push it anymore.
Thank you.
But so just moving forward then. So what's next for you? Are you going to any new events? I know you've mentioned you're doing like Town Nurgle-fied, everything like that. Is there any events like if it's into the new year, or any projects that you're going up and coming at the minute? Like I know we've discussed a small project that I've looked at with Mac on behalf of the channel, like doing like a sort of the collector and doing like different helixes and models inside them, and then raffling that off for the charity. But other than that, is there anything that you have going on?
Not really. I mean, at the moment, I'm doing not a lot of hobby because I'm in a hobby lull.
Yeah.
And which is fine. I'm allowing myself time to do that. I have found another issue though, another addiction that's worse. Like for my wallet. No,
What is it?
I found Lego.
No. See, Lego, I used to think as a kid that Lego wasn't that expensive. And now I look at the sets and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Warhammer looks cheap.
I know.
Like,
That's what I've been doing.
that's
It's all
insane.
behind me.
Set did you start with?
I started with the Game Boy.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started with the Game Boy. So bearing in mind, this is only 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I started. So I'm going to have to like put some context to it. So my little one loves Lego, and obviously I get involved time to time with building his Lego and stuff. And I realized that building Lego grounds me with my PTSD because there's no point to it in the sense of where, like, when I'm painting, it does offer some relaxation, but there's always deadlines. There's always like just the frustration of not getting the result you want as fast as you want, or an army's not ready in time, and blah 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 blah. Lego's just Lego. You're just building, following instructions, and it grounded me. I was like, this is amazing. Like, I've actually forgot that I was like middle of a PTSD like episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna buy myself. I was walking for a shop and I saw it, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. Did that one, and that escalated, and then I bought. I have to look around now to find where they all are. I bought the Grogu one in the pram.
Yeah, the little
Then I bought Artie. Then okay, this is really embarrassing, by the way, as well. Like, this is how bad. Okay, this gives you an idea of how bad things are right now. Within a week and a half of finding this new hobby, I've booked tickets for me and the family to go to Legoland.
That's a very extreme lull to go from
we go to Legoland. I then buy Wicket the Ewok.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did have more boxes in my hands, but I stopped myself. I was like, no, this is hundreds of pounds. I'm just going to get the one. On the drive home, about halfway, I drive by I'm not going to name any names because other shops are available, but a well-known large toy shop in the UK. It was just so common. So I was like, Lego sale! Literally turn in. It's like, no, I've come up with a droidica. So I've just left the Lego Mecca. Yeah. Like, I'm so proud of myself. I've bought one kit. An hour down the road, I'm literally handbrake turning into a shop's car park to buy a droidica. So I've got the droidica.
Jesus Christ.
And then,
the universe was like, no, you're buying more than one thing
and
today.
then I don't know how it happened, but then C-3PO turned up in the post.
That's crazy.
So that happened, and being delivered tomorrow is the retired set Chewbacca. So my excuse is I got R2-D2, and you cannot have R2-D2 without C-3PO.
That's fair.
And then it's like, yeah, but Chewbacca goes with them, doesn't he? Like, let's go.
This is a never-ending haul.
I can't separate them.
Oh, then you need Han Solo, right?
Yeah,
So it's
I
not.
mean-
Well, they've got to make that one yet, but yeah.
Yeah, but the Millennium Falcon, mate.
So this is how bad things are right now.
Yeah, the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, they've got like the one grand Millennium Falcon Master Collection. Like, I've seen it.
Yeah. So
Isn't it like 2,000 pieces or something?
So I'm having problems right now, but my mental health's better.
There you go. Honestly, financially down here, mentally up here,
It's
a fair
2% better.
balance.
2% better mental health.
Yeah, exactly that. However,
No, in all seriousness, so that's the way I think a lot of people are with hobbies, and that's how we do it. You latch onto something, and I think a lot of us go in 100%, or you just don't do it. So that's kind of what I'm in. I think eventually I'll find a nice even thing. It's just that I'm so excited about it right now that I'm like all in. But yeah, that's I'm doing that at the minute. As for events and stuff like that, 5th of December is what my community is labelled DazCon 2.
Yes, it is. It's down at Warhammer World.
I don't like the name. It's not DazCon. It's just the Warhammer community get-together I do periodically at Warhammer World.
Yes.
So all welcome in that. I've got a few tables booked. Just bring up some armies and just hang out and meet each other and just have a good time. That's all that is. Other than that, nothing planned. Next year's quite a big one, though. Again, I'm going to start ChillCon.
Oh, that's March Sheffield, no? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because Ryan's going. Paid Party Scott.
I know he's going.
He is indeed. He's done a little tutorial and everything. He's done like
I can't
to
talk.
skin.
At time of recording, I can't talk about it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, but watch
They're
out on
secretive.
ChillCon. Watch out on ChillCon Instagram. Make sure you follow ChillCon because that's all I'm saying. Because that's where the news will be about. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. We won't dig any more at all.
That's
But
it.
what was that?
It says that, and then obviously I'll be doing UK Games Expo, Salute in London. So I'll be doing all that sort of stuff. Not really playing events and stuff, but just convention-y type things and just things like that.
No,
But yeah, that's as far as I've really planned out. So I don't know when hobby's going to start properly again. But where my hobby has carried on in regards to Warhammer and things, I'm scratching the itch a bit with doing the podcast. So with Tiz and Simon. So that's keeping me in the loop of the Warhammer hobby. So that's been enjoyable.
No, that is fair. So just on that, how did that come about?
The
Is what I
podcast.
looked up here.
Okay. How did the podcast come about?
Yeah, so Tiz
So-
we know. Simon is the little angry man that we know.
Yeah.
But like the three of you together was just
Yeah, to be honest, it's a complex story. Ultimately, I was doing YouTube.
Yeah.
And YouTube's quite like cruel with like the
Yeah.
growth and stuff, and it was a lot of effort in for what I felt wasn't worth. It wasn't worth the time I was putting in. So I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? If it doesn't bring me joy, then there's no shame in just saying, stick a pin in it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to delete it. It's going to be there. So the videos are there if people want to still enjoy them. It's there if I ever want to come back, but I'm moving away from that now. But I still wanted to do something. And I was like, do you know what is a pain with YouTube? It's having to edit the audio and the video. So if I did a podcast that wasn't video, because I decided early on that it was strictly going to be audio only, this could be a lot easier, like on that side of things, but still do something that's creative and whatnot like that. And I think it just so happened at the time, like Simon, so just your average 40k painter, has been like such a good friend to me. Honestly, he's an absolute gem, and honestly, I don't know what I'd do without him, if I'm honest. And I thought, I want him involved in it. Basically, we have good banter, and that when we're together, it's just hilarious and everything. I was like, this is the feel that I want to go for. Asked him, he was on board. He's like, yeah, for sure. And it's just, obviously, I've met Tiz a couple of times. We've spoken a couple of times, and the vibe felt right. We all, our sense of humor sort of matched. And stuff like that. So it was just a matter of saying, do you fancy doing this? It's nothing serious as such. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll just be ourselves. In fact, we made a point of saying, like, if it comes up, then we're not going to like hide it, but we're not going to advertise it as it's Dazmaul. It's just your average 40k painter and Tiz paints. It's just Daz, Simon, and Tiz. Like, if it comes up, then fair enough. But we just wanted it to be us as real people away from Instagram in certain respects. It's just, that's it. And we don't just talk about hobby. We talk about anything like nerd culture stuff, random stuff that probably shouldn't be mentioned. Tears with a dirty mind. And just have fun with it. And like, we just come up with some ideas for different segments that we have. And I say people seem to think it's quite funny and enjoy it. Some people find it a little bit silly, which and they don't enjoy it, which is absolutely fine.
Not everything is going to be for everyone. That's the biggest thing, isn't it?
I appreciate that we are a certain we're for a certain taste. It's not for everybody. So I think a lot of people like things that are very to the point of like factual almost, like you get something from it, like that sort of knowledge, that or I don't know, something like that.
Structured,
Whereas
ABC.
We're just like whatever comes up. It's a bit random. Pretty much anything goes. And it's just again, it's just meant to be three friends hanging out.
It's exactly like you said. It links back to your sort of lockdown time, doesn't it? Which is
a little bit, and we have fun doing it. It's
exactly.
I have to edit so much out.
So, did you do the jingle that's stupidly catchy?
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with Max. I'm like, that jingle is far too catchy for its own good.
What the intro one or the outro one? Because there's two different versions. The intro ones. Yeah.
Stupidly catchy.
Like,
no, but I think
I like put it on and I'm like, again, I'm going to be singing it all morning.
Do you want the full version? I'll send you the full version.
Oh God, no!
It's got three verses.
Because it'll just end up on.
He's gonna have it as his ringtone on his phone now.
I can send you that. Yeah, that's fine.
Max will like start ringing me, and it'll just be that. That's it. But yes, okay. So that's all.
No, but I think there's a lot of good points you brought up there. I think podcasts are one of those things where a lot of people think that it's not a lot of work, and it's just, hey, we can just dive in and kind of whatever. Yeah. There is actually a lot of behind the scenes work that needs to be done, and there's a lot of editing that people don't see, and editing is the longest part. I'm sure, Daz, you will admit as well, like other than maybe scheduling, editing is probably the hardest part of it. And the key is just try to find a spot where, you just have fun with it. Like, again, like here, like, we do like, have some preliminary questions and stuff. That's mostly just keep the conversation going. And I think finding people that you vibe with and you can just kind of just keep it flowing naturally is actually such a gift. And when you realize it, you're like, oh my gosh, like I can just vibe with this person and it just gets along. And that was kind of how mine and Steve's experience was too.
That's literally how we ended up here. Is me and Max like met through a mutual group, and we were both like, we want to do a podcast.
It's cool. Like it's to be honest, it's super rewarding as well. Like, I think you guys are have got it way harder with yours, with doing the video and the audio as well, and scheduling guests. Like, we don't have guests. Well, not
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin the illusion here, but we don't actually have guests with us. Sorry, everyone. No, we didn't have Darth Vader with us. We didn't have the two hobbits. What were their names? Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed now. What were their names? Sodo and Fam or something? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we didn't have a Dalek with us. Sorry.
I can't forget you coming up to me at Warhammer World and being like, "Can you believe there was not a Dalek actually on my podcast?"
What Simon was really awful Dalek voice. But he didn't tell me he was going to do. I came to editing, and it's like, what am I going to do with this? Like, it's just him really close to the mic going, I am Vader.
That's it, Max. That's what we've got to start doing. Is just dropping stuff
Oh
out.
my god!
Yeah, that's it.
Sounded like
So
the other week.
yeah, I'm not selling our podcast very well, am I? Now it just sounds like a load of random mess.
It's all right. The other week.
Yeah, I don't know. Do I need to put some like context to like how it's set out so it's just not silliness?
No.
Or I don't.
We'll be putting all your information on our page, like same as what we have with everyone else.
Appreciate it.
There's going to be everything on the page, which is what we're
No,
doing.
but I say the podcast super rewarding. Like, and what I really, I was taken aback a bit because, at the Rally Point event, like I said to you, like I wasn't there as like Dazmaul or whatever, and I was there to help and stuff. But what was really, really nice is not one person came and spoke to me and said about your Dazmaul Wargaming or talk to me about Dazmaul Wargaming or anything like that. But I had people come up and talk to me about Pile of Opportunity podcast and say how they thought it was great and how, I mean, to the point that a person had said like that it's helped their mental health and stuff because it's like just friends having a laugh and it's like, I nearly cried at that one, by the way. I'm not ashamed to say, like, that was really touching.
I'm not surprised.
And they wanted to go and speak to Tiz and Simon as well, find them to just thank them for the podcast. And it's like, I mean, that's what it makes it all worthwhile, right? Like, if just that moment, like I find it hard to believe that anything I do can have an impact on anyone positively, like in that sense.
Yeah, no.
But I'm learning to take it. Do you know what I mean? That if it does, it does, and I've just got to be grateful that I've had the opportunity to help in whatever way that may be.
No. Even if it's one person, I think it's.
I was blown away by that, honestly. Like we've not been going that long. Like I don't know. Did you set up yours a similar time?
I think we were about a month behind there.
Yeah, something like that. A month or two behind or something.
Yeah, a month or two behind, definitely.
Yeah. I've been really enjoying yours though. Like it's really cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it's a nice listen when I do any Lego building. So yeah,
you'll get used to now, Max. See, we've had this conversation. Me and Max have now got to alternate who does the welcome because I can go on Spotify on our podcast and I can get him saying welcome 8 different ways, but I can just tap between episodes. So I think I'm gonna have to start doing it now so people recognise that it's just it's definitely not just Max who says welcome. But yes, so I think for two things for us now, you've touched a lot on mental health in this episode. You touched about how it's affected you and everything like that. So for listeners who are struggling to balance like life, mental health, and hobby time, what's your like one piece of advice to them to keep that balance healthy?
Yeah. That's a good question, you know. Can I let you know when I've figured it out? So I think it's a lot of it comes down to giving yourself the time and giving yourself permission to have breaks, to step away and things like that. Find time, whether that's family time, you know, your own space, time alone, time for the hobby, time with friends, whatever it may be. That was one of my things that I had to overcome was I felt constant pressure to be doing something all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I've got to do stuff for me. And I think within the hobby as well, I think like, and I always say this, it's like celebrate all the successes.
Yeah.
Like no matter how small, like shout it from the rooftops. Like
if you've done one panel or even a single lens, just do it. Like post it.
I think it's a massive thing. So even it's like you painted your first mini, like going to your first tournament, or it can be absolutely anything. Honestly, like I think that's really, really important to find time to do that and give yourself the opportunity to say, you know,
this is what I've done. Like
this is what I've done. Yeah, this is what I've done because the community is pretty supportive in my personal experience. Like, you might get 1 or 2, but the community is pretty solid and will always cheer you on.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, obviously there's not one bit of advice I can really give, because everyone's different. So
No, of course.
you've got to figure it out for yourself, unfortunately, I think.
Yeah,
I think
finding the right balance.
by giving yourself the space and time, I think it allows you to figure your own stuff out. I nearly swore
100%.
there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Mm.
It's entirely fine. And I think my only other thing then that links to that, and I kind of feel
Yeah.
bad for not asking this at the same part, is like a two-parter,
That's fine.
which is
I'd have forgotten the question by then.
no, it's if you could like send one message to every single person, like, and every hobbyist, like if they're struggling, if not, what would it be? Like if you had like Dazmaul's message in our hobby, like what would it be?
Man, my message is there's a few things that I always say. So I'm just going to go to my sayings, really. I think always be talking
Mm-hmm.
is one. The hobby's better when we do it together. And just be your awesome self is usually what I tell people.
Yeah, I like that. 3, short, efficient, nice. Yeah.
They're just things that I always say. I either end a stream saying something like it, or an end of a video is usually it's something I just say, just as a little reminder, like just. So I think that with online and stuff like that, there's always pressure on certain people to be something that's they're not, or something that's not them,
Yeah.
which is really cool. But like, I like seeing real people's hobby, and like just you be you, like genuine,
Just be
just do it.
authentic with it.
Yeah. So that's it. That's my things.
No, I like
I'm
that.
trying to think now if I answered everything properly.
Yeah, no,
you
that was
have.
great,
No,
great.
you have. You're absolutely excellent, Daz. It's been a pleasure. It really has.
But yeah, no, I think with that, I think we're ready for wrap up. Unless Steve, you have anything else?
No, I think that's brought me to where I'm at question wise. So no, I'm happy with that. If you are.
Cool. So yeah, so to anybody listening, this was Daz, but you can find him on Instagram under Dazmaul Wargaming, and please also check out their podcast, A Pile of Opportunity. We will have links for these, as well as it will be posted on day of launch. It will be on our website and our Instagram post. So if you want links to all of that, please visit our page. As always, thank you everybody for listening, watching, like, subscribe, the usual stuff. You guys know what you're doing. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for another one. And Daz, thank you so much for jumping on. It was wonderful.
Thank
having
you
you
for
on.
having
Really
me.
appreciate
Honestly, it's
it.
an honor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule. We really appreciate it. And looking forward to the creative stuff you have on down the pipeline there.
Yeah.
And ChillCon that we're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah. But on that note, we wish everybody a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.